and I'm going to share with you some idiomatic expressions related to school. So let's get started. The first expression is to make the grade, and that means to succeed, especially by reaching a particular standard. For example, we may say, making the grade as a teacher means working more than 8 hours. What do you think? Is that true? Then we have another expression that is to learn something by heart, and that means to memorize something. If the teacher says, you have to learn your graduation speech by heart, he means that you have to memorize your speech. Then we have the expression to be too cool for school. And we usually use this expression in a sarcastic way, when we talk about people that think that they are superior to everyone in a group. For example, he thinks he is too cool for school, but actually, he is the least popular guy in the group. Another expression is to be saved by the bell. And you probably have heard this expression in Spanish because we also use it in our mother tongue. So when we say that someone has been saved by the bell, we mean that he has been rescued in a difficulty at the last moment. For example, if a teacher says, I'm going to move the test for next week, and if you hadn't studied for this test, that means that you have been saved by the bell. We also have the expression to scrape by. And we use this expression to say that we have succeeded at something, but just barely. That is, for example, if my parents ask me if I passed a test, I may say, oh yeah, I did. I managed to scrape by. That is, that I passed the test, but it wasn't with a high or good grade. Another option is to know his or her stuff. And when we say this, that means that someone knows a lot about a topic or about a subject. You can say, I've been a teacher for many years. I've got a lot of experience working with kids, so I know my stuff. That means that you know what to do when you are working with kids. Another expression is to be an eager beaver. That is a person that is willing to work very hard. For example, we may say, our principal is an eager beaver. He gets to school very early in the morning and he leaves very late in the evening. That means that he works a lot and he enjoys working. One more idiom is goofing around. And this means to spend time in a very silly or playful way. If the teacher is not in the classroom and if students are just goofing around, that means that they are just playing and fooling around, that they are wasting time in a very noisy and silly way. Another expression is to cover a lot of ground, and that means that there is a lot of information to review. So the teacher may say, there's a lot of ground to cover before the exams. That means that we have to study a lot of information for the test. And finally, we have the expression to learn the ropes. And this means to learn how to do an activity or a specific task for the first time. For example, you can say, this is my first week as a lab assistant, so I'm learning the ropes. That means that you are learning how to do a specific task for the first time in this specific place. Well, that's it for now. I hope you have learned when to use these idiomatic expressions and spice up your English. You will sound more natural. Thank you very much and see you later, alligator. Bye-bye.